Good morning, it's Granny Manners here, and it's lovely to see you today for 10 at 10. Now, we're going to do something slightly different this morning. We're going to do shaking hands and meeting people because I've had a few requests for that. In fact, it's been so exciting, people actually writing into grannymanners.com. And I'd like to first mention Ella, who's watching from Botswana. And Ella, if you go up onto the website, has done the most beautiful drawing of a table setting. Well done, Ella, and thank you for being in touch. I'd also like to say hello to Katya in Moscow, to Bethan in North Wales, and to Nikki in Aberdeenshire. So please do get in touch. And also, because I'm here on my own, please tell me what you would like to learn, because then we can learn things together, can't we? So today we're going to do handshakes and greetings. Now, that first impression is really, really important. Now, because I'm on my own, I can't really shake hands with anyone, and actually nobody can at the moment. So I've got Teddy and Panda to help me. Now, Teddy is my original Teddy. He's very nearly as old as me. He's actually a bit moth-eaten and very grumpy, aren't you, Teddy? Yes. And you're not going to be grumpy today, though, are you? No, he's not. He's going to shake hands today, because sometimes he's very naughty. Now, Polly, on the other hand, is such a sweet girl. Now, we met in China 2 years ago, because that's where the pandas come from, near Chengdu, where I was working. So Polly's back here in England, and she actually does quite like it. And she quite likes Teddy. So there are several rules when we introduce people. You introduce always a younger person to an older person. And in social setting, that means when you're just having a party or something, it is still correct to introduce a gentleman to a lady. So if we practice with these two. So I would say, Polly, may I introduce Teddy? And then Teddy and Polly would shake hands. Now, as I say, it's going to be very difficult to shake hands because they haven't got hands, but never mind. And I've only got 2 hands, but let's have a practice. First of all, you want to take the hand properly when you take somebody's hand, not just their fingers and not just hello, not just a wet fish, because that's not a good first impression. On the other hand, we don't want to too much of a grasp and a strong one, because again, you can actually hurt somebody's fingers. So it's an equal gesture, thumbs up like this, and if you're going to say hello or good morning, or the actually most correct greeting that you would use if you were greeting Her Majesty the Queen or any member of the royal family, how do you do? Now, how do you do is not a question, so you don't say fine, thank you. You just say how do you do back. In fact, the most polite thing to do is to, whatever anyone says to you, then you say it back. So if I'm going to introduce these two. So Polly, may I introduce Teddy? Teddy, this is Polly. So they would then shake hands, and Polly might say, how do you do? In which case Teddy would say, how do you do? Polly might, on the other hand, say, hello, and Teddy would say, hello, and then they stop shaking hands. But there's actually a bit more to it than that, because what you also need to do is mention the name. Because if you can learn to remember people's names as you get older, that is a wonderful thing. Do you know, I am really bad at remembering people's names, which can be very embarrassing at times. We might actually go through that in one of these sessions if you'd like to know how you deal with the fact when you forget somebody's name. But if you repeat it, you've more of a chance of remembering. So, Polly, may I introduce Teddy? And Polly would say, hello, Teddy. And Teddy would say, hello, Polly. Then they've remembered the names. Now, if they were introducing themselves, then Teddy might, or Polly might go up first. But let's say Teddy's going to go up first. He would say, hello, I'm Teddy. And Polly would say, hello, Teddy, I'm Polly. And then Teddy says, how lovely to see you, Polly. So they've both mentioned the names. Shall we try that again? Hello, I'm Teddy. Hello, Teddy, I'm Polly. How lovely to see you, Polly. So they both mentioned the names. So that is one of the things that you can try at home with your teddies. And I suppose you can shake hands with perhaps your brothers or sisters, but really, we remember we've all got to wash our hands so well. So I think touching is not the thing at the moment. But you can with your teddies. So we've got the rules, introducing an older person, the younger person to an older person, and introducing a gentleman to a lady. If you remember why we shake hands, because the knights of old used to keep their swords on their left hand and fight always with their right hand. So if they gave their right hand with no weapon in it, no sword in it, no knife in it, no gun in it, then they come in peace and friendship. The other thing is a smile. It's really important that you smile and you can have eye contact. So you look people in the eye. I've got to find the right camera here when you say hello. So if I say to you this morning, good morning, I'm Granny Mathers. How lovely to see you. I'm looking at you in the eye and I'm smiling. Now, when you're introduced to somebody, don't do as Teddy sometimes does. He's very naughty at times. He hides behind me. So one of my sisters is called Roz. So if Roz comes over, I say, oh, hello, Roz. I'd like to introduce you to Teddy. And Teddy is hiding behind me. I'm saying, Teddy, come out. And he's also just hiding here. Roz, I'd like you to see Teddy. And he doesn't say anything. That's not a good first impression. So if you are introduced to somebody by either your parents, your guardians, or your brothers or sisters or friends, come out and be positive and smile. So I would say, hello, Roz. Lovely to see you. I'd like you to meet Teddy. And Roz would say, hello, Teddy. And Teddy would say, hello, Roz. How lovely to see you. Now, if I introduced her as Roz, then he can use that name. If I introduced her as Mr. or Mrs. or Auntie Roz, then if it was Auntie Roz, which it would be for Teddy, hello, Auntie Roz, how lovely to see you. I don't think you've met Teddy. Teddy comes out, hello, Auntie Roz, how nice to see you. And that's a very good impression. Or hello, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. So meeting and greeting is something that is a very good thing to learn and get comfortable with, so that when we all go out together and meet new people, then we know how to do it. So it's been so lovely to see you. Please do get in touch. Please tell all your friends. I want to grow our family. Oh, one thing before I go. Very exciting news. My wonderful friend Micah Meyer of Beaumont Etiquette in New York is going to invite us all for tea. She's going to have a tea party and we're all going to go next week sometime. So I'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, I will see you tomorrow for more 10 at 10. Bye for now. Have a good day.